Well, welcome back to Haven Family Farm. It is a beautiful day here. Sorry about the wind noise, can't help it. Probably one of the last warm days we're gonna have here. We're nearing, well, we're past mid-October now, but it's gonna be cold this weekend. Highs in the 40s, so I'm not looking forward to that. But that's not what this video is about, me complaining about the weather. So behind me, I bought myself a present. So I'll let you guys, while I'm yakking here for a minute, put your guesses in the comments down below what you think is underneath there. And we're gonna go ahead and unwrap it, and then we'll talk a little bit about it, show you a little bit about it. And while you're making your guesses, I will tell you that this is a used piece of equipment. This is not brand new. So let's get it unwrapped. So this is a used Rockaway. For those of you not familiar with what this thing is, it's actually basically it's a rock picker, a landscape rake, but it's a little bit different than the traditional ones that you would normally see. Sometimes people call them landscape rakes. Sometimes they're referred to as rock hounds. And I'll show you a picture of one here. So the main difference between the Rockhound and the Rockaway is just the way it collects the rocks. So in here, I don't know if you guys can see down in there, there is a drum basically with big tall teeth that come up out of it. Can I show you down here? You can kind of just see in there, and we'll get it on the skid steer and I'll show you. So the drum spins and it flicks the stuff into the bucket. So I actually rented one of these probably 10, 12 years ago, and I thought it worked really great. And then I went to, years later, when I had the money to actually purchase something like this for, you know, picking rocks and cleaning up customers' projects and things, I couldn't find that. I mean, it was back at a time that the internet wasn't, I mean, of course it was there, but it wasn't like today where you know, usually need something, you go online, you type it in, you search for something and you can find it. It was a little more basic back then. So, and I didn't remember what the thing was even called. So I ended up buying one of the Rockhounds, and it worked okay, but it collected a lot of dirt. And I'll show you the difference. You saw the drum with the tall teeth here. Let me show you what the inside of a Rockhound looks like. So you can see that just has tons and tons of little fingers on it. And if the dirt that you're working isn't like beyond dry and pulverized, I've found that in my area, my soil conditions, it would do a nice clean job, but you'd go like 15 feet and the bucket would be full. Like it just collected more dirt than anything. And the bucket on it was really small. So I ended up selling it, and that was the end of that. And then I happened to see this. It was on Facebook Marketplace. I was at a dealership in Pennsylvania, had it. And as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, I gotta buy that. It needs a tiny bit of work here and there, and I'll show you that, but it does not grab the dirt that those other style rock pickers, landscape rakes do because of the drum. It will grab some, but not nearly as much. And then the bucket, this is actually a regular size skid steer bucket. You could put whatever bucket you want on there. This company is still in business today. And I did end up looking them up before I bought this to make sure, you know, get some information. So it's a very basic unit, but you know, they're in business, so I can get parts. But they actually sell it as 2 pieces, so you can buy just the drum part with the hydraulic motor on it and fit it to an existing bucket that you might have already. Basically, you just they have a pin that comes through. Can you see? Yeah, a pin that comes through, and you could actually attach this, and then if you want to use the bucket as a regular bucket, you pop the pins out and you're good to go. This just happened to come with the bucket, but because of that feature, I mean, this has a pretty deep floor bucket on it, but I could actually, you know, get an even bigger bucket if I wanted to put on there. So this has a lot of advantages over one of those other style. Now, from what I could tell, looks like a new bearing on there, maybe some new hoses. There are some spots here we need to fix up a little bit, but overall, here, I'll take you around while I'm talking. Overall, it's in good condition. I mean, I could throw some paint on it if I wanted. I believe it's chain driven. I think there's a chain below this cover that just goes down and you know, runs that big auger system there. So, but yeah, here's the back of it. I believe this was 72 inch, if I remember correctly. I'll have to look. But anyway, so there it is. So let's get it hooked to the skid steer, and I can show you a little bit more about it. Testing it with me for the first time. Let's see here. Wrong way. I think we gotta go that way. There we go. Look at that. Can you guys see that? I'm not sure if I should be able to do this here. Let me see. There you go. Now you should be able to see the drum rotating, flicking the stuff back into the bucket. If I had a place to go try it out, I'd try it out. But I don't. So as I mentioned, there's a few things that have to be fixed on it. First thing is this cover. Somebody's got this thing tightened so much that it sucked the inside of the cover in. So it's like a dish shape. And what's happening is there must be a spindle down here where that sprocket is, and it's actually pulled through worn through the cover here. Not a big deal, but I just want to make sure that the chain and everything underneath is good. So that's more of a checkup. I mean, you saw everything work there. New hydraulic fittings and things on there. But the other thing that we need to work on is right here. I don't know if you guys can see this here. This hole in the bucket on each side is kind of wallowed out. It's just from, you know, the unit flexing up and down a little bit. It's not like it's going to break and fall apart, you know. It doesn't have to be precision engineering, but I'm thinking I could probably do something with that. Find some kind of a little spacer bushing to put in on both sides, just to keep everything nice and tight, or maybe get because here even, oh well, that's kind of a flared end, but I mean, it could just be the pin. Well, scratch that. So I know the hole on the bucket is wallowed out. This looks okay. This looks like it actually has a flare in it, but I might be able to get an oversized pin or do something. There's a lot of options to fix those little holes. Not a big deal whatsoever to do that. Once again, I don't know if you guys have ever seen one of these before, but I have not seen many of them, and I think it is just because the cost of them is up there a little bit. But again, the versatility of, you know, being on a job with this thing and being able to just disconnect 2 hoses, pop 2 pins. Now I'm using my bucket, and then I need to hook the thing back on or whatever. I'm not trying to haul a bucket and a rock picking attachment or landscape brake attachment to a job. I know it seems silly, but sometimes room on the trailer fills up. But the main reason I bought this thing was for our crops here on the farm. So no, I don't plan on doing 20-30 acres with it, obviously, but our pumpkin patch is like 2 acres. And okay, sorry, short intermission there. My wife had an issue with the lawnmower. So yeah, so anyway, whatever I was saying there, don't plan on doing, you know, acres and acres and acres with this thing, but pumpkin patch, some vegetables, just some small areas with it around the farm that I'm sick of picking rocks by hand. I have one of the Vernig rock buckets, like a skeleton bucket, and that works great for bigger rocks. But problem is, around here we've got all sizes of rocks, and you get some pretty good sized ones, but they're really skinny, and they go up in the bucket, they stand up, and then they fall through the slats on me. So I do use that sometimes. I think I've showed it in a past video. So I can still use that to do the big ones, but on those areas where we lay the plastic, we really need to get the field cleaned up pretty well. Otherwise the plastic doesn't lay nice. So this is really going to help with that as well and save my back. That's the main thing, save my back, and of course taking it on projects and making some money. So anyway, that's it for today's video here, guys. It's the Rockaway. You'll get to see some upcoming videos with this. Sorry, try and keep you out of the sun. I'm not sure if I'll get to use it this year or not. The weather has just stayed kind of wet, and any kind of fall tillage or things I was hoping to do, I don't think is going to happen. So unfortunately, it may be next year before we actually get to use this, other than maybe doing a few small repairs over the winter time. But stay tuned, hit the subscribe and hit the bell icon, so if you want to see this thing in action, you don't miss it. Hit the thumbs up while you're there too, if you would, please. But yeah, so it might not be till next year, but stay tuned, guys. Any questions, experiences with any kind of equipment like this, skid steer style rock picking type things, let me know in the comment section down below. Did I make a good buy? Should I have bought something else? What do you think? So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope to see you on the next video.